Welcome to another episode of Hard Target Range.
Howdy pards, MrHolster here. I got some range footage I'm going to show you today from the shooting range. I didn't get out and shoot this weekend. I'm going to tell you why. Normally I do it on Saturday. Put my video together and then air it Sunday morning at 4 a.m. Central Time. Yesterday, which was Friday, I had to go get a chemo treatment. I had to be there by 9:30. You see, you get there and they draw your blood and they do blood tests and you wait to see the doctor, and then the doctor reviews the blood tests and gives you yay or nay on whether you can get your treatment. Then you go in and get your treatment, which yesterday happened to be kind of an ordeal. They couldn't find a vein to tap me and it dragged on way too long. It took 3 times as long as normal for the actual treatment, which we were impatient to get out of there and come back because we had a problem, which leads you to my story. We got up at 5:30 in the morning so we could get ready. It's a 2-hour drive to the hospital, more or less. Less than 2 hours, but we like to consider it a 2-hour drive because you don't know what's going to happen traffic-wise and everything. And Fridays is a bad day to go because you get stuck in a lot of traffic, people going to their cabins and things. So we get up early and we're getting ready to go and everything, and I go out to let the cows out and I notice one of them is weeping from their eye. Well, we had that case in another one of pink eye. And this is what happens. It spreads through like crazy. So we had to quarantine her, which meant to cut her from the herd and get her into a pen. So I called my wife. She came out and we did that. And we got pretty lucky on it too. And got her into a pen fairly rapidly. And I was going to treat it before we left. And before I could do anything, that little cow, well, she's not that little. She probably weighs 600 pounds, but she's only, I'd say, 24 months old. Maybe? Maybe she's older than that. I'm not sure. At any rate, she decided, standing there in front of a gate, the gate measures probably about 52, 53 inches tall. Is that right? Yeah, that's about right. Standing right in front of the gate. From right in front of the gate, no run. She just leaps and her belly lands right on top of the gate. Hind 2 legs come down, go on the second rung of the gate, and she just leaps off. And off she goes. So we had to go down there for the chemo treatment the whole time thinking about that and having to get her in and treat her when we get back. And when we finally got back, it was about 3:30. And so we had to call the cows in and bring them all in, bring in all the cattle and separate her from the herd. And of course by now, yeah, it's not going to be easy to get her. But before we did that, we decided we had to reinforce the pen we had her in, which entailed getting a second gate. So we stole one off the road down to the shooting range, a 14-foot gate, and we hung it alongside or overlapping the other gate, only higher by about 18 inches. So we get a good high gate there and double gated it and did a few other things too to shore up that pen. Got it all done, and by this point it's 6:30 by the time we got the pen all set, and we called in the cattle, and we were fortunate, really fortunate. We ran them through that pen and around, and through an alleyway and back into another pen, the pen they normally come into. And by doing that, we were able to run them all in and get her trapped in the pen. So we got her in without a problem. Problem came in that Tiny's in solitaire because Tiny escaped in the last week and took a quarter mile of fence with her, and it cost me 2 hours and 15 minutes to put the fence back together. So I put her in solitaire because Tiny, I've decided, isn't going to stay around. Tiny's going to be off in a different container, unplugged into the wall. So I noticed that Tiny had it too. So that entailed, I said, well, that's not a big deal. We'll put Tiny in with Lori, is the name of the other cow. We'll put them both together and treat them both. That's all right. So I do that, but now I'm worried about all the calves we have that we're weaning that are in a pen where they're exposed to their mothers. And I said, we got to get all those calves away from them and separated. And the only place we can put them is in the pen I had Tiny in. So we disinfected the pen that Tiny was in. And that took us till 11 o'clock at night last night. So there you go. Between the chemo and basically going at it from 6 in the morning till 11 at night, I not really in a condition where I want to go out and discharge a firearm. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. But I'm going to leave you with some of this footage from the Hard Target range from past outings, and I hope you'll accept that for our show today. And I had something special planned, but I'll just have to put it off till next time because that's just the way things go sometimes. So I'll leave you with that footage, and thanks for tuning in today, guys. Make jokes. Wait till we start competing. Yeah. You can put your money where your mouth is.
Like that?
Just take your time, relax. I'll go ahead and start the other one. You come back.
Ladies first. Jack would already have that camera going by now.
Welcome to another episode of the Hard Target Range. Today MrHolster is with me, and me, Mrs. Holster, I'm going to drop my panties. I'm going to run out of space here screwing this all up. Well, that ends another episode of Hard Target Range. Thanks for tuning in this week. Be sure to tune in next week when we have something very special for you. Till then, from Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe.